Hi guys, I've promised to have a short video comparing Hifiman Arya Stealth version 3 to Hifiman Ananda Nano headphones. I have both of them, I've reviewed both of them in my videos, but as usual one will have to go. So what are the differences between both of them and which one will stay, which one will go? Okay, so the first thing, the build quality is basically the same. Plastic caps, metal headband here, but the swivel part here is plastic. But Ananda doesn't have swivel at all. So let's say that it's a draw between both of them. The looks is a matter of taste. I prefer the black ones, but the silver ones are also fine because when you're wearing them, you don't see them. The price now when it begins to be interesting. The regular Arya price is $1,600. You can get them on sale for $760, but you can also get them refurbished like these ones, so basically almost like new. I couldn't find any traces of them being used because everything that needed to be replaced was just replaced with new parts. And you can get refurbished for $599. That's basically $600. And it's interesting because $600 for refurbished Arya's Stealth is exactly the asking price for Nano. New Nanos can be yours for $600, or you can get open box or refurbished deals for around $500. So all in all, the similar price bracket when comparing refurbs, but new one Arya is obviously in another price league. But because the price is almost or exactly the same when comparing new and refurbished, it's a very valid question which one of them should you choose. So let's go to the sound signature comparison. The bass. The bass in stock configuration is better on Nano. It slams and goes deeper. It doesn't mean that Arya has bad bass. Bass on Arya is a bit weaker, but the thing is that these are planars, so they equalize like gods. If you want to have a very low going bass, if you want to have a bass that will blow your head open, you can equalize Aryas, and they will do that like kings without any kind of distortion, without any kind of problems. So you can get even better bass on Aryas than on Ananda Nanos. So let's say draw. Yeah, the textures on the bass are very similar. The detail on the bass is very similar. These are slightly more detailed, very slightly more detailed. You have to do a very critical, a very serious listening session with very quiet background to find out that these have a small amount of detail more than Nanos. Okay, the mids. The mids are very natural on both of them. I would say that they sound a little bit more analytical on Ananda, but this is just my impression. I couldn't support that with any particular song. That would be a proof in my notes. So again, very similar situation. The mids are very similar. They have very similar timbre and they have similar amount of detail, with slightly better detail here, as it was with bass. The treble here is more clear on Ananda Nano, especially for the string instruments. If you have some brass instruments, some string instruments that are having big amounts of harmonic distortion in them, these will sound better and more natural. They have the same, I'd say, amount of detail, but they will not sound as vibrant. So the treble and the detail goes to Nano slightly. The song that I can use as an example is a soundtrack from one of Marvel movies, Go for Baroque. And in Go for Baroque, they are playing on clavecin, I think that's the name in English. So here you'll have more of the small vibrations of strings. Okay, the soundstage. The soundstage, the winner is Arya. Arya has a wider and deeper soundstage, which doesn't mean that Nano has bad soundstage. Ananda Nano has a great soundstage, but Arya is simply better in this regard. The comfort. Ananda is not as comfy as Arya. Arya is more comfy, maybe because of the swivel, maybe because of the little smaller clamping force. You can actually bend Nano, so it won't have as big clamping force too. So, but still, in stock configuration, Arya is more comfy. So, all in all, so far, let's say it's a draw in all areas. But there's one thing. There's one thing that will differentiate them the most. The thing is the way they present the music. Ananda Nano is very intense. It's very precise. It has greater impact. Arya is relaxed. Arya is, in a way, romantic, but it's also very musical. So, with the same price in the background, it all boils down to your preference. If I would be comparing them to cars, this would be some kind of small hot hatch. So, small sport version of some small car, some small city car. These ones would be like Bentley or Rolls-Royce. So they would overall be more powerful than your sport hatch. They would keep to the road better. They would take all the road curves better, but you wouldn't feel this kind of adrenaline rush with Arya. So if you prefer your music to keep you on your toes, then Ananda Nano will be better. If you prefer your music to flow effortlessly in a very musical, very romantic way with the same or even bigger amount of detail, then Arya is the way to go. For me, Arya overall is a better headphone. So the Aryas are the headphones that will stay with me, though for the similar amount of money, it's a question of preference. So I highly recommend you to hear both of them, because it's probable that you may actually take the Nano. If I would be paying the regular price, then the situation changes. Ananda Nano with a regular price of $600 wins hands down with Arya, because Arya with $1,600 is almost 3 times as expensive. And the differences between them are very, very minuscule. I mean, seriously, I've spent the last 4 hours listening to both of them, switching between them, listening to some passages in my music, to some specific songs, and I had to take notes because the differences were so minuscule. So, if they are in the same price, I will go for Arya. But for the regular price, the price difference is so high that Ananda Nano wins hands down. The summary: fast, impactful, precise, more intense. Intense, I think, is the best word for this. And for this, musical, and musical, romantic and relaxed. These would be the words that would describe the Arya Stealth to me. I hope this video helped you to make a choice. If you'd like to ask some further questions, just ask them in the comment. If I forgot to mention something, just ask me in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed this little video. And I hope we'll see each other some next time. So, have a great day and see you guys and gals.